you hit auto. Welcome to Upgrade. I'm your host, Frank the Tank. And today I'm going to bring a vacuum sealer. So this is something that's necessary for those people that want to make sure they preserve their meat, especially during this quarantine right now. A lot of people are buying too much food or maybe not enough food, and you want to make sure you preserve this stuff. So there's two ways you can do it. You could do a dry preserve or you could do a wet preserve. Meaning there's moist in there, like meats and other stuff that you want to save maybe for a longer term. So this is a perfect way to do it. So it's necessary now. I've been freeze burning a lot of my food and throwing it away, and it's not right, you know. So it's something that feels that I need something like this, and this is a perfect way to do it. And we're going to talk a little bit more about it, and we're going to start using it. More actions than less talking. So let me just give you a little rundown on exactly how everything works first. If you're not familiar with a vacuum sealer, it's pretty simple. It just grabs plastic bags, it compresses everything, it takes out all the moisture and everything, all the air out, so it preserves the stuff a lot longer. So on this one, it's very simple to use. Right now, there's a couple of things that you need to be aware. First of all, there's a moist and a dry feature right here. This is very important. So there's a list of things that you could do as dry, and there's a list of things that you could do as moist. Moist will be more like meats, preservative, you know, salmon and stuff like that. Dry would be more rice, beans, and stuff like that. Some people do dry, like for example, beef jerky, that's dry. They would do that kind of meat. So they want to preserve it longer, or you're going on road trips and you want to make sure everything's like well secure, well established, and well organized. This is one way you can do that. Besides just doing food, people have been vacuum sealing their clothing, socks, underwears, and stuff like that. Put them in there, and they travel, and they compress it so much and that they have more space in their luggages. They do that. It's something funny, but I've seen that, so where they're compressing all this luggage into one little small bag. Another thing is that it has different modes right now. It has gentle and normal. So there's two different types of more, and we'll get to it when we start actually using it. Now, the vacuum, this is the actual to take all the air out, and then the seal. All right, this is actually just the cover. So if you have cornflakes that open up, you could actually seal them in here or any kind of thing. Now, it does come with a little couple bags. We're going to talk a little bit more about it. The auto, this one does both in one. So you hit auto, it takes all the air out, and then they vacuum it and it seals it at the same time. So this is a great feature. And on this one, they give you this device here. This one's because they do sell a lot of jars and Tupperware that you could actually get the air out of it, and they come with it actually the top ready to go. So you just plug it in here, and it does the same thing. It just completely takes out the air for the jar or any of the, without compressing the jar or anything. It just takes out the air. Air is pretty much the way that a lot of bacteria grows. So taking out the air, you minimize that and you preserve the food longer. So that's one thing to do. Now, if you're not familiar with it, or you don't know anything, or you lose the instructions, there's a little sticker here right in the right hand corner that tells you exactly what to do and how to seal this stuff up. Now, the great thing about this thing, when you open it up, you could do it two ways. So basically on this point right here, you see the little 3 points right here. This is where you actually meet the bag meets the actual settings. Once you set it up in there, you pretty much have to push it down. We hear that snap, that's when it starts vacuuming. You pick it up, there's two little buttons on the side, if you can see it right here on the side. And then this whole thing comes off, because you could do another bag from the other way and you could preserve it. So you could have more room. Say you have no meats that are not taking more of the space or something. You could take this off and it still does the same thing. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do a bag. We're gonna do some meat right now. If you can see it, I have a Ziploc bag. It's a no-go. I'm going to put it in one of these bags here. Try to do a nice piece of steak in there. All right, here goes a piece of meat right here, if you guys can see it. So very simple. You put it in there in nice sizes, but we don't want to overdo it, overwhelm. Make sure it's dry in here. So grab a napkin and make sure that you dry this part up, because you did run some meat in there. So make sure you dry it. Keep it nice and neat. Open it up. We want to make sure we're up to the level here. Embed it in between here. All right. That's one piece of meat. We're going to close it out. Lock it in. We hit the auto. So right now we're going to put not dry, but we're gonna put moist because it's meat. All right, and I'm gonna put a description of exactly what you need to do. You hit auto. It's sealing right now. We have to wait until it seals. If you see it, it just took out the vacuum. It did that, but don't take it out yet. There it is. Now it's ready. Now we take it out. All right. Look at that. Nice and warm. Beautiful steak. Beautiful. Like it. Put that in the fridge. So you're preparing for barbecue tomorrow and you want to prepare your tri-tip ready 1 day ahead. Look at that beautiful tri-tip, all right? You want to make sure you seal it nice and neat. You want to keep all the flavor and everything in there. So you want to make sure you prepare it and we're going to set it up together. All right, we had to cut in pieces because look at how big and beautiful this is, all right? So we're gonna make sure that we prepare it here. See that? It's a little moist there. Get rid of that, get rid of that. Preparing it here, close it out. Hit the auto because it's already moist. So don't you hate it when you have down to the last of the cornflakes? Look at this, guys. Last to the cornflakes. And you want to make sure you seal this right, all right? I'm going to show you guys something. You want to cut it, make sure you cut it to the size that you want. Cornflakes, all right? Cornflake bag. All right? See that? Put it there. And then we just want to seal it, all right? So we close it out. Make sure it fits. Make sure it's in the middle. These are cornflakes, all right? Just got my close. You can use it for a cornflake bag. Close it out. Seal. That's all we want. Seal. Hit the seal button. And it sealed it. So once it's done, look at that. Look at your cornflakes bag. Look at that. Seamless. Look at that. Like a brand new cornflake bag. See? Beautiful. This is your cornflake box by Lucky Charms, all right? All right, we're gonna do our sealer now. We have to get the bags to compress and to seal them, all right? Make sure you guys get the bags. You're gonna need it to get the air out. So you need, they sell these at Ralph's in any supermarket. They sell them by the roll and you can seal each half. And this one, we're just gonna compress the actual dryness of the nuts. All right, we're gonna go ahead and say normal, auto. And there it goes. Ready for traveling. All right, guys, that does it. This pretty much does everything. I like it. Look at that. Preserve the nuts in there. You could take them to a trail mix with you. Do whatever you want. Make your own trail mix. Do what you want. You could do rice, any other things. Recommended, not recommend the bread too much. It compresses too much. But overall, it's really good. If you guys like what you guys see, make sure you guys subscribe. I'm your host, Frank the Tank, and we are out.